All right.
Yeah, right?
Right?
Well, what's up, No Filter World? I am on here with the great John Duffin. If you don't know who John is, go give him a follow. Check out his content. It's amazing. My name's Nick. Played baseball back in the day, but this is all happening because I just saw Bernsey and some people breaking down who is left in the free agent world, and they gave us the four names that everybody's talking about, right? But nobody has even talked. Nobody other than Trevor Bauer and Jonathan Papelbon have talked about why nobody's going after Trevor Bauer, especially after he was on Theo's podcast and said, "Hey, how do you want to play?" And Trevor was like, "I don't give a shit, Theo." He's like, "I'll play for the league minimum.
I'll sign for the minimum."
Make it all incentive based. I don't care. Go appearances, go strikeouts, go wins. He said, I just want to be back on the field in a major league stadium. I am on the side of Trevor Bauer did nothing wrong. He was falsely accused. John is on the other side of that, I believe. But John, let me know why you don't think anybody's talking about Bauer other than the bits and pieces that we see on Twitter.
Right. So the falsely accused part has not been determined. You can have the opinion. I'm all for that, right? Okay. And my sense is I don't have enough info to say he absolutely was guilty. But you've got an active civil suit that's going on right now. And so my thought is, why are teams not signing up for basically the steal of the century? Because if it blew up during the season, they don't want to get harpooned with ticket sales or grief or bad pub. And so my thought is, I wonder if the teams are literally just laying low, waiting to see, will the litigants settle? Will they settle together? Will somebody say something other than Trevor Bauer saying I was falsely accused?
Right.
Now I can even play devil's advocate, right? And I know there's like a photo that's up that looks as if the complainant, I never know the right legal words, and I'm glad I don't, but it looked like she was not there under duress. I know there's a photo that was put up. And so I'm not saying he's guilty. I'm not saying he's innocent, but with an active civil suit and something ugly. And it's like, that's the rationale, is they want to see how this unfolds.
For sure. And with are we in a court? Because I'm not. I'm from the court of, or the jury of, whether the civil suit happened, regardless of outcome of the civil suit, that this guy's done his time. Because it was initially, we're releasing you. You're never going to play. You're never going to play here again, and we're throwing you out. And you're essentially guilty until proven guilty, right? In the court of public opinion, and lost whatever it was, 100 and got it reduced to, it was either 107 or 190 games, right? But it was essentially, hey, you've already done your time. Game on. Okay, cool. I'm going to go play in Japan and have a damn good season. But especially with the pitching needs that are out there right now. Okay, cool. So say worst case scenario, somebody signs him. We're halfway through the season. We're a quarter of the way through. It's a big amount of time. He can be having an okay year. He can be having a trash year. We don't care.
Yeah.
Right. So say he's having a ho-hum year. He's pitching okay. Right. He's got whatever. He's got a 50-50 record, and he's got a 2.75 or a 3.
Yep.
Right. Still significantly better than the majority of major league pitchers.
Absolutely.
Right? And like, as that owner, if you already know what you're signing up for, are you just going to be like, okay, cool. So this happened. Great. Are we going to resuspend him and have essentially double jeopardy by Major League Baseball here? Is that what we're doing?
I love the way you phrase it, the double jeopardy, but nothing has concluded yet. The team's made a call that I don't want you on the team, not that you're guilty, that you're too much of a distraction right now. So to me, it's not double jeopardy. They can sign and unsign whoever they want. I'm not typically a big fan of the owners, right? So I'm not thinking go owners.
Nobody is.
Nobody is.
Owners, you're in the wrong place.
Dude, I'm not that liberal. So it's like, but it is a case where it's an ugly accusation. It's just ugly. So my thought is, it hasn't settled. It's an easy call if it settles.
Right.
To me, it's an easy call. If it's settled,
Gotcha.
then you could consider signing him and say he's done his time. He's going to either pay a judgment or the public opinion or whatever the case may be.
Right.
But you got nothing yet. And so I also believe, too, that in the old, okay, here's one. Was another dismissed? I don't remember. Or is it only the
No,
one
so
situation?
one got dismissed, and then the other, like especially what I've seen here in the last 2 weeks, like somebody said, hey, the Pirates are out.
Yes.
Right. And then like 2 days later, they sign Aroldis Chapman. Right. So my question.
All right. This is not a funny topic, but I'm only laughing for not the subject matter. But typically, the Pirates always sign cheap. So the fact
100%.
is, they don't pay top dollar, and no one's asking them to. So it must be something. By the way, I don't know how many fewer seats could be sold in Pittsburgh. So I just feel like if anybody's going to do it, it could be them. No one's going to the ballpark. And so it's, but I think it speaks to the gravity of what could be.
Sure.
That assault is ugly and everything about it feels, sounds, and has long-term ramifications. So my thought is it's not a funny subject, but no. I really believe this is going to be a wait and see. I also, for Trevor Bauer, I would say, one of the things that I'm noticing that I've seen and I've read is that he's changed his attitude in regards to the way he carried himself. And maybe that was time, age, experience, whatever. Sure. That he didn't sound like some entitled jerk, which is the only thing you can't be.
Right.
For Christ's sake, when you've got that kind of an accusation. But 100%. He's not doing that now. He sounds much different. He's admitted mistakes. So my sense is somebody's going to probably get a steal this year. Yeah. Civil cases get settled.
Right.
And so one way or other, it gets settled.
Absolutely.
And if it is settled to any degree of satisfaction, which my guess is it will, then it's looking at moving on.
Right. Well,
that's just to me. It says I don't see this as over. His career's over, but I do believe that if something ugly came out, one more accuser, one more situation, and you're like, for God's sake, you signed him. That's to me, that's the difficult part. So I think, in essence, from a team perspective, it'll be worth the wait.
Right. Well, for sure. And I am the most, hey, just show me where the sandbox is. Give me the rules. And let's, as long as we're equally applying them across everybody, game on, I don't care. Right. That's also why I have an issue with other people that are first ballot Hall of Famers. We're not letting a bunch of other people in, but that's a different topic. For this one.
Oh, that's not much of a leap at all.
For this one, you've got a bunch
Wait. So are we going gambling? Steroids?
No.
Which leap were we headed?
We're going to stay here. We might get there, but I'm going to stay here because there's a bunch of teams and a bunch of guys that are known domestic abusers.
That's the commissioner. Hold on. Sorry.
Right. But you got a bunch of guys that are known domestic abusers that are not first-time offenders that are still in the league where we're like, hey, it's cool. Yes. It's cool if you do it. But hey, because this was such a grand stage and because of the way he came into the league and the quirky personality and the almost, the rubbing the media the wrong way.
Oh.
That hey, we already didn't like you anyway, and we're just completely, not that they weren't smear campaigns, but we're just going to wreck everything for you for forever. And Trevor, you're completely different than these other guys that actually beat these women.
Yeah. So I'm going to say, all right, so I got you. And I get where you're coming from and respect a lot of it, except you made the conclusion that he hasn't. And no one has made that conclusion. So the answer is there's nothing hard evidence that says he did. And I'm saying it to myself, not to you. I hate the perspective of this sense, well, there isn't enough evidence, so you must be guilty of something. I don't feel that way. But it is, again, there's been more than one accuser. This has not been resolved. Sure. I do believe that the way that you carry yourself can matter. He was an arrogant goof before.
Absolutely.
but that's not a criminal action.
Correct.
It
Correct.
ain't. It
Right.
ain't.
You don't have to like
So
him. That doesn't mean he did something illegal.
it doesn't, nor does it mean that you have to extend a circumstance because he's a jerk.
Right. Right.
So away from that, I got you because I could think of a couple of examples off the top of my head where I still can't get right with how things are forgotten.
Sure.
Football player, basketball player,
Right.
video on both counts that I could think about, or
Absolutely.
one getting drug out on an elevator, by the
Right.
hair. I remember, so you can't say that never happened. It
Correct.
has happened.
Right.
And the other part with Trevor Bauer, it's like he was a quality player. So
Right.
sometimes even the owners and all of their pureness will be like, okay, he's really good. And a few more wins might put a few more butts in seats. And
Sure.
so I think it tells you the ugliness of the accusation.
Right.
And I'm not even going to say the crime in this case, going with you.
For
The
sure.
ugliness of the accusation
Right.
means that it would taint the reputation of a team. And so they're
Sure.
like, no,
Right.
Again, as I said, you're down. Is it 4 teams and now 3 that we're actually like even considering betting on them right now?
Well, I haven't dove into the only one I saw was the Pirates, and then they signed Chapman like 2 days later. And I was
Yeah,
like,
right.
this
And
is
it's like, okay,
Columbus
we're not
scale,
signing
grand
anybody.
scale.
No, we're just not signing you.
Right. That's
So
me, like, I don't. So even if moving forward, right? Even if something comes up, right? Like
mhm,
he charges, he settles, whatever, right?
mhm,
We already charged him. We already suspended him under the league domestic abuse
mhm,
policy
right.
for somebody that's not his spouse, right? For
Educate me here because I just don't know this, and maybe you do. Educate me with in this regard. Is that suspension finite? Meaning, does it end?
yes,
Is
that
that
suspension already
suspension
ended.
over?
Yes, that suspension ended. He's been reinstated. So they
Okay.
reduced it because it was initially
Mhm.
300 some odd, and somebody's going to
Yeah.
correct me here. But
Mhm.
it was initially 300 some odd games, got down to 190 some odd. So like he already has time served for it,
Mhm.
right? So that's my question, right? This thing
Mhm.
that was hanging over him,
Right.
that was this criminal case that was hanging over him that was gone, that
Mhm.
we suspended him
Mhm.
for, is
Mhm.
gone. Is gone. So right. So because we find not charged, no actual
Mhm.
charges in that case,
Exactly.
and you lost
But a
100.
civil suit is still
Right, right. So
ongoing.
so if we get to the civil case, fine. But are we going to say, hey, Trevor, here's another 81 games
Yes.
because the civil thing happened? Like,
No,
I
I
don't
don't
see
know that.
which
I don't
moral
think
high
you can
ground
do
you're standing
that, Nick. I don't think you can do that because,
on.
like I
Right.
said, I don't think you can
Yeah.
because that part has been done. It's unless there's new circumstances
Sure.
or something unforeseen. But
Right.
if it is not simply, if it's exactly that, and you're right, you can't say, "Oh, we're going to now." You, I don't see how you can. I just think the ugliness of how it sounds
Yeah.
is the part. And I think, again, I'll just go to for me, the active part of the matter. That's all,
Right.
just the
Right.
active part.
For sure.
That it's active, it ain't done. It ain't
Right.
done until it's done. And then we can
Right.
make a call from there.
Well, we also don't have, let's say, the whole media frenzy that we had for the initial accusation. Like, I don't
Mhm.
have when everything got dismissed. I don't have a Trevor Bauer. Like, I would headline it. Trevor Bauer did nothing wrong. That's me.
Would you really?
That would be the clickbait headline, right? But like, hey, here's actually what happened inside of this case. Here's
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
else, right? But there was
Listen,
no media coverage at all
none.
compared to the
No,
same
I got you.
your campaign initially.
None. And I would also add that you have to listen. You've got to listen to women that are accusing because so often they were just dismissed
For sure.
as oh, they wanted it or you have to.
Right.
So that case is done
Yeah.
and we're down to the civil. My thought, I just think that if that blew up, it would blow a team up.
Right.
I just think it would.
Right. Right.
But I understand where you're coming from because it has been decided. The
Right.
criminality is gone, so to
Right.
speak. From
For sure.
I mean,
For
it
sure.
is
Well,
not
it's
so to
also
speak.
the
It is.
right. And like everybody, I have daughters, everybody. So take this
Mhm,
next statement for what it
mhm.
is. Right. But there are women that falsely accuse men of this act.
Oh, it absolutely has happened.
Right? And then this guy, regardless of how long
Mm-hmm.
it takes to settle, right? There are plenty of high school basketball and college football players that we can point to.
Mm-hmm.
Like entire life destroyed for 4 years,
Mm-hmm.
found completely innocent.
Remind me, how old is he? Would you guess? I don't remember.
Trevor?
Yeah, how old is he now?
I think he's 31. Hang on a second. The Google machine's going to let me know.
Yeah, no, exactly. While you're activating
33.
the Google machine, so you're also saying too, which is I think legit, which is active playing years and active living years are two different things.
100%.
Active playing years, active major income producing years.
Right.
So what could be the case, would be something like this.
Right.
So if you are a product and you're looking for endorsements and you're like, you know what, I don't want this. I don't want this.
Yeah.
And I just don't need it. And I can have whoever I want and I don't need to hire you. So I don't care if it's 55 years after the fact. I'm just not going to hire you for sneakers, this or whatever.
Yeah.
But I do see, in a sense, that there should be some sort of closure and conclusion if there has already been closure and some conclusion.
Right.
So I don't think it's insane what you're saying at all.
Yeah.
Oh, and folks, we've had those conversations.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 100%.
But I don't see it quite like that because, so say this gets settled, finished, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's a couple of years later, now it's 33.
Right.
So your income producing years are now even more and more limited.
Correct.
So to say, oh, well, he can just go resume.
Right. No.
Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't. Maybe his arm goes weird. Maybe his, you know what I mean? Maybe his arm goes weird. And so it's a heavy, heavy, heavy price that's being paid. So again, I think the old cliche CYA and all that stuff for the teams.
Yeah,
I think that's what this is.
Right.
And does it feel ugly to me? I mean, on his side, Trevor Noah's Trevor Bauer's side.
Yeah.
Sorry, Trevor Noah. Oh, Christ.
Shout out Trevor Noah.
That was John Duffin. But for Trevor Bauer, does it make me feel good? No, it's gross. The whole thing's gross to me. Yeah. And hopefully what he gets out of this, hopefully, is the understanding that when you're this far in the public eye, this, no, it's that entitlement thing. So maybe he snaps out of it. Maybe, 100%.
100%. Yeah, that's now, John, thanks for hopping on and having the conversation.
Everybody, you kidding me? 100%.
20 minutes ago. So I was like,
John, that was the whole purpose and point, I feel like, of the platform. And that's what makes it damn fun for me. So 100%, yeah, honored, and we'll do it again in a heartbeat, Bob.
Absolutely. Thank you. Everybody enjoy your Tuesday. We'll see you soon.
Absolutely. All right. Be well. Bye.